and we were talking about the red schoolhouse and Christmas and stuff. And he said that you guys used to have Christmas, concerts there or whatever.
Program.
And
Yeah.
Grandma would be the piano accompaniment. But you don't remember playing any of the concerts or whatever, playing the piano?
Not really. I'd have to hear Joan say so. I know she sure could play what you call it, dolls? Buffalo Girl? Buffalo Girl. She'd play that all the time. Sit down to piano and play the Buffalo Girls, Are You Coming Out Tonight? And something else, but I can't think what that is. I think it was Joan.
I played the piano at school.
Yeah. Till she graduated and was in high school. Then she didn't anymore, I don't think.
Dad, when your mom lived in, where did Grandma live, Delavan?
Yep, Delavan.
Yeah.
Did she have a piano in her house, or am I misremembering that?
Yeah, she had a spinet piano that Dad bought her new.
It's the same piano that Jerry and Elaine have in their house now,
Right.
except maybe you've never been to their new house. And it wasn't there for quite a while. It was still at Jerry's other place for a long time, but it was at Jerry's other house too.
Yeah.
Oh.
That was the same piano.
When we moved that out of Mom's house, so I went to Jerry's.
So your mom did play the piano?
Yes.
Mhm.
And Elaine did, or does?
No, Joan.
Joan.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Joan. That's what I
Joan
meant.
took piano lessons and learned to play the accordion and gave accordion lessons.
Joan did?
Mm-hmm.
And I took accordion lessons and I was the crappiest accordion player. My brother Dick and I both took accordion lessons and he was like 6 or 7 books ahead of me. Yeah.
Oh, he could hear it and he could play it.
Yeah, he could go to, we had a piano too at our house, at my mom's, and he could hear something and then sit down at the piano and play it.
Wow.
It was like amazing. It was terrible. He wasted his talent on booze because he really had this natural talent for playing. He, like you said, he could hear it and go.
We could play anything, probably, I'll bet.
Yeah.
Read music too, or just play?
Well, like I said, he was 6 or 7 books ahead of me with accordion lessons, so he must have been able to understand the music then too.
The school was run by Pierre. I can't remember his last name, but he was a grifter. He wanted to sell piano. Well, the school that Joan worked for gave piano lessons. Yeah, he wanted to sell pianos. He was more interested in selling accordions. He was more interested in selling accordions than teaching people to play, but Joan could play and could teach, so.
But we didn't have lessons with Joan. I can't remember where we had lessons, but it wasn't with Joan.
Probably Delavan.
No, it was in Sharon.
Was it?
So,
He had a concert in Sharon somewhere, probably in the concert hall upstairs. Because in Sharon there is an opera hall, or was, if it didn't burn down. No, it was above the drugstore. That building's still there. I never was up there, but it is an opera hall. With a stage and the whole bit, if it's still there, yeah.
I doubt if it's still there. It's probably been made into apartments.
Could be. Sharon was quite a town at one back in the day.
Yeah, it sounds like they put everything upstairs though of other places. Opera hall, bowling alley.
the bank.
Julie, do you know that your Aunt Joan used to be in a band? And actually, she was on a record.
What?
Oh, yeah.
We have the record. So Dad has a record.
Yep.
I believe of it somewhere. Oh, yeah.
A country band.
Country band. Yep.
Terry something.
Well,
Yeah.
she still plays music now in a band, doesn't she?
I don't know of anymore, but she has.
Well, I played with their band one time at that pig roast. She had me come up and play bass with them. That was fun. Good memory.
Where was the pig roast at?
Well, I wasn't up here. I
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why we were there or whose it was, but there was a pig roast somewhere down there. Her band was playing music, and she said, "You want to come and play?" I said, "Sure." Don't know what you're playing, but
They used to have
just sing it. Okay.
Tom Potter used to have a pig roast every year. And they didn't get married or anything, but Tom Potter, and he and his friends used to have a pig roast every year, and they had music, and we never went to it, but
Well, we didn't go one year.
and he had a black friend, and they would have a shootout with pistols.
Yeah, we were there one year for that.
Started kindergarten about 1949 or 50, somewhere in there.
So you didn't have kindergarten. You just went to first grade.
First grade, yeah. Yeah, Alaine was the first one. She was the first one to go to kindergarten, I think.
I don't think we had kindergarten either, because I only went 1 year to country school, and that was first grade. So, but they might have in Sharon. That's when we moved to Sharon, but I started second grade in Sharon.
You know when kindergarten started and where?
That's in Germany.
What?
Germany.
You're correct. It started in Germany in about 1850.
1850?
1850. So it was 100 years before it made it to the United States. Out in the country anyway. Maybe in the cities they had kindergarten.
So Mom, then first grade, that was when you were taken up by the tornado?
Yes, that's when the teacher knew it. She must have had a radio or something, I would think, there, because how else would she have known that unless she just looked out and thought, oh, this weather don't look good. Anyway, so she decided we should all go home, but none of us, we walked. It was probably about a mile and a half from our house.
And you were only with Aunt Marie?
No, I think it was all of us. Well, I don't know about Al.
Okay.
But we were walking home. Of course, I was first grade, so I don't listen anyway. But we got to our place, and they wanted, I guess they could maybe see that this big tornado was coming. I don't know. Anyway, they wanted us to get down in the ditch. And of course, I didn't, because I was first grade, and so I didn't listen.
5 years old.
Yeah, well, yeah. So anyway, the next thing I knew, they were all having a fit, and I was down by the barn, and they said, that tornado picked you up and carried you down to the barn. And I was fine. It must have been kind of the tail end of it. It dropped me off. I don't really remember being up in the air, but I do remember being down by the barn. And but they took me in the house, and the teacher stopped by to see. I don't know how she heard about it already, but she stopped to see if I was okay. And I was. And I don't know, it's just the weirdest thing. And and like I say, I don't really remember being picked up. I kind of remember being picked up, but not being dropped back down. But I do know that I was 1 minute by the road and the next minute way down by the barn, which was quite a ways from the house. I mean, from the road. It was probably further than what our house is now from the shed. It was, the annex, it was a little further than that. So it was quite a ways, but
I would say.
it's probably good I didn't really remember all of it, because I probably would have been very scared.
Right. Maybe that's why so terrifying.
Well, that might be. I maybe just, blocked it out. What in the hell's going on here? I'm flying, or I don't know, but.
Right. And then you weren't afraid of storms after that, right? You think that would have
no, but they never really been my favorite thing, especially when the wind gets really strong. So maybe it is a residual in my mind, thinking I really don't like, if I think it's a tornado, I used to say to you, you have to go to the basement. You have to go to the basement. Of course, everybody stands and looks out the windows to see what's going on. And I'm like, no, we need to go to the basement. But.
And then, Aunt Joan had her own song on that album. She sang Rocky Top, really good.
Exactly.
So she sang and played guitar
Yeah.
in the band, or
Yeah.
no?
Bass, maybe. I don't know. I don't know whether
That's
she played
cool.
bass or not, but guitar certainly.
Well,
What are they called?
she played bass
It was
too.
Weren't they the Rocky Tops or something like
Oh, it
that?
was Terry. I can't think what his last name was. Terry something or other. I'll have to get the record out, try to find it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been gonna go through those records anyway.
Mom was
Close enough.
Close enough.
first grade. You were carried away by a tornado, and Dad, your first day of first grade, you had to you got yelled at for the Pledge of Allegiance. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, because he didn't know what,
I wouldn't say it, wouldn't stand up.
and he wouldn't stand up.
That's a belligerent little boy.
Oh,
Still is.
You're gonna play for the Packers.
no, what was the real reason?
What?
What was the real reason?
That was it. I didn't want to be at school. What did I know about school?
Oh, Well, you
Country
know-
kids didn't know what they know today.
right.
We didn't go anywhere. We didn't do anything. We never went to a restaurant till I was 13 years old.
Wow.
A sit-down restaurant. What did I know at 5 years old? Mommy, I want mommy. Don't make me go away, mommy. Don't leave me here.
So you knew you were supposed to stand up, but you were just not happy about being there and you wanted to go home.
I don't know whether I knew it or not, but I think she just expected me to.
He wasn't a very good teacher,
No.
because you don't do that to a little,
Josephine Neff.
because he never liked school after that, from that day forward. And that was the very first day. So
That's something. First day, and
I'm trying to think what my third, isn't it, cats have, it's 9 lives, but you have 3 chances in life. Because I also, when we still lived out on the farm where the tornado was, and I must have been maybe a little bit younger yet. Anyway, in the upstairs of our house, there was like a bay window. And I can't remember, I must have had a screen in it, but I was sitting there and my sister, Marie, said to me something about, you better be careful because you don't want to fall out that window. And next thing I know, I was down on the ground from that window. It was 2 stories high. And I fell, and there were all these boards because they were going to be fixing something out, or they tore something down. There was all these boards that have nails sticking up. And I missed all those boards and fell to the ground. Didn't walked into the house, and of course they had all come running out by that time, but I wasn't hurt, but I fell from the 2nd story window.
That's kind of like the time Julie jumped out the 2nd story window of the granary.
Did she do that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's like Scott too. He was at our house in Sharon, and that's when Mom she had the amputated leg, so it wasn't like she could go running after any little kids. And Scott he ran up the stairs, and there was windows in the 1 bedroom in the front of the house, and he went out the window, but I think he did it on purpose. And there was a tree there, kind of, or a big bush anyway. It went up to almost to the 2nd story, and they climbed out that window, came back in the house, and Mom was just having a fit. And he goes and he runs back up the damn stairs again and does the same thing. And the next time she put a chair or something in front of the door of the upstairs so he couldn't go again. But it's amazing he did not get hurt either. But I don't know what my 3rd life was, but I did have those 2 terrible things that happened.
You're still on it.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Maybe it was when Amber ran down Highway 13.
Oh my God. That was more traumatic than those other 2 things. I'm in the house and I'm getting ready to go to a meeting. So I went back to the bedroom for just a minute to put a couple more things in the suitcase. And Amber and Kyle are out here in the kitchen watching cartoons. And I come out from the bedroom, and it was less than 2 minutes, I'm sure. And I said to Kyle, "Where's Amber?" And he says, "I don't know." And I says, "Well, where is she? Where'd she go?" And he says, he didn't know. So I start running around the house looking for Amber. Amber, where are you? You know, ran here, ran there, ran down to the basement. Amber, are you down here? It's dark, so I think she probably isn't down there, but I'm not. So then I go outside and I run around the house and I'm like, Amber, and I'm screaming for her. Amber, where are you? And I start running to the neighbors, the different neighbors, and have you seen a little girl? Did she come over here? No, nobody knows where Amber is. And I'm like just panicking, thinking, I don't know, that she got kidnapped or something. And pretty soon I get this phone call from the people at the tavern, the Viaduct Bar, and they say, "Are you missing a little girl?" And I'm like, yes, why? And they said, well, she was walking down Highway 13 going towards Spencer, so I guess she was going to her other grandma's. And her mom and dad had left earlier, so she knew they were going. I think they were going to Spencer first. I don't know if they were picking up Sheila or something. I'm not sure.
Sheila lived in Loyal then.
No, I don't think so.
No.
We were in Wausau looking for a place to live.
Yeah. Anyway, she had gotten from our house going down Highway 13 when a college student who was going to the UW saw her beside the road. What was she, all of 2, maybe 3? Amber, how old were you?
I don't know.
Doesn't remember, hopefully.
That's why we always
Remember that?
to buy it up.
Anyway, she thought that little girl should not be going down this highway. So she picked her up and thought she probably belonged at the Viaduct Bar because that was the closest.
She had to go and get to class, so she dropped her off. She didn't have time to go to the police station or anything. She said.
Well, no, well, I don't know if that's true, but she decided that she figured she belonged at the Viaduct Bar anyway. And maybe, I don't know if the lady knew I was looking for her or what, that she called to our house. And anyway, she said, "Are you looking for a little girl?"
I thought you had said that you called 911.
Oh, yes, I do think I did. And so then the lady at the Viaduct Bar must have called then 911 or the police, and they said, "Yes, there's a lady looking for a little girl." And I went running down there, bawling my head off, and she jumps into my arms because, you know, she didn't know any of those other people. Oh my God, I was like, that was my third traumatic thing. No, Amber, you caused it. Oh, it was absolutely terrible. And then I'll be damned if the next day or the next time she's at my house, she had my bedroom slippers on, thank goodness. And here she is, she's already out to the street. She's gonna walk down the street again with those bedroom slippers on. Thank goodness she had them on because she didn't get very far. But I had enough smarts that time to go looking down the street for her. So Amber, do you realize now how you traumatized your grandmother?
I traumatize a lot of people.
You're not your grandmother.
Not done yet. More traumatic than when we lost Dan. Do you remember that? We were looking for Dan.
Oh,
And finally we had to look where the dumbest he could possibly be was, the most dangerous, and there he was.
He walked down the lane behind the barn and the Sharon Spencer farm.
Oh, is that?
And there's a pond back there.
Wanted to go swimming.
I started running, but I figured, well, if I run down there, I won't be any useful to anybody, so I better walk. And I saw him walk through the shallow end of the pond in his diaper.
Dan, you were
You had a
just
diaper.
traumatic.
You were about the same age as Amber was.
I think she was a little bit older, but
Not
not.
much.
Mom really doesn't like mice because of what happened to her when she was little.
What? She really likes them. They're premature kitties.
That's what it was.
That is really, I mean, I was a grown person. I was a nurse by that time.
Oh,
But you were from the city. You didn't know about country stuff.
I bet that, was it the gas man or the veterinarian that was there? Oh, must have been the veterinarian, because I wanted to know if he thought we could save those baby kitties. But they were baby mice. And he said, baby mice, and I threw them up in the air. Oh, bad.
They're really little and hairless.
Anyway, I'm sure that veterinarian told every farmer he could about
a good laugh.
Tom
I don't know about
Wilson's
that.
dumb wife.
I don't know about that.
She didn't know the difference between premature kittens and mice.
where did you actually find them?
Well, they must have been in the granary, I'm thinking.
That's where they were at. Yeah.
Grandma, this is what a cat looks like.
Yeah, but when he's tiny and premature, he doesn't look like that.
And penicillin doesn't do wonders for cats either.
No, sometimes it kills them, especially if you don't use the right dosage.
Yikes.
It kills a cat that way too. But he lived for like a few minutes really happy. He was running around like crazy, and then he killed over dead.
Gasoline does wonders for worms in dogs, though. Archie, their dog, they said had worms, so it was just hardly moving at all, just kind of laying around. So somebody had told him to put a cup full of gasoline down him, and that would clean all the worms right out of him. So he did. He put a cup full of gasoline down, and he jumped up and ran a half a mile. You're supposed to say what happened then.
He ran out of gas.
He ran out of gas.
Yeah. That was bad.
They killed him? No. He just ran out of gas.
Steve, do you remember us camping in a little tent? I think it was between the trees at the old farm, and we had little baby kittens with us.
Yep, I do.
And yeah, I can't even stand to think about that. And then we woke up and they were dead.
Did you roll over on them?
Yeah, we must have smothered them.
Must have.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a terrible memory. I didn't even want to bring it up, but
I don't remember that happening.
I don't remember why we were out in the tent with them, unless Mom's like, you can't bring those kittens in the house. I want any more damn house cats, which is probably what it was. We're fine. We'll set the tent up. But I'm not 100% sure about that.
Well, Mafi, you remember Mafi?
I don't think so.
No.
Robin.
Yeah, I would say that was a bird.
Yep.
I remember that, but did we?
We ran around the campsite.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That I remember.
It must have been Memorial Weekend.
Yeah, it was.
I put up that big canvas because it was cold and windy. I put up that big canvas.
But I can't help, didn't Mafi end up flying away at our house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Let him out. Let him out to go because he was ready. He was ready to go. You kept him alive and like growed him up.
Yeah, but he was there all summer, and he would actually go out on the deck and come back in and sit on Tiffy's head, and he didn't fly away till till it was fall.
Yeah.